Hey there, YouTube family. All right, the markets are in free fall, and truthfully, they've been falling for August and September, and we don't know that there's going to be a turnaround here in October, but we do know that October is often been referred to as the bear market killer, and so there is some opportunity. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to actually compare all of the Magnificent Seven plus Netflix, if you want to call it the Magnificent Eight. I'm going to take you into their charts quickly, and we're going to be looking at each of them with sort of three rules of thumb. We're going to see, has it made a new all-time high or a new local high in 2023? It's one of the first questions we're going to ask. How far down has it come in comparison to its peers? Are basically more people selling Tesla than they are selling Apple? Who's outperforming the other? And then the third one is, which is moving the fastest? So on red days like this, which stocks are turning around faster? Because these will give us indicators of where we could potentially make some big bucks on the Magnificent Seven. I see opportunities in the charts. I'm going to go through all of them very quickly. I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to take a screenshot of my work today. And I did all this because yesterday I put a question on the comment tab and I said, guys, what do you want me to cover? And almost the majority of you were asking for one of the Magnificent Seven, and that's why I'm diving into it. Now, I'm here with Stock Up with Larry Jones. I'm in the Stock Up with Larry Jones studio, but this is the Stocks with Josh show. Guys, thank you for chiming in. Thank you for already hitting the like. I see it when you guys are already front loading the video with the likes. I call it front loading the video with the love. I appreciate it. Throw a heart, say hi in the comment, throw a coffee cup for my good friend Larry Jones in the comment section. Let him know you appreciate him as well. Larry, what do you got to say for today and this red day we're looking at?
Well, today I am going to be sitting here just going, we just got through shooting a video on my page, for those of you that have watched it. And Josh has a list of stocks, so he'll ask me some quick questions. I'm going to keep my answers very brief. And just go with it, man. Let's
All right,
roll.
I'm going to dive right in, and I'm going to tell you guys, if you're following this page, if you're trading these markets, I'm going to have Larry put up a picture of my research. I want you guys to screenshot it, save it. If you're in any of these, take careful note as to where I'm identifying support. It's because it's where I'm identifying opportunity. Larry, could you show them this chart real quick?
Bam.
Okay, so let's just go over this. I've got three columns. One, new all-time highs. Second one is support, and then the local low. And I've kind of organized these to a degree in an area of overall performance. If you can see, yet again, Apple does appear to be the number one stock. We know it's the number one stock by market cap in the world, and we know that smart money and the hedge funds and the investment firms love it. And right now, it's actually pulled back near $30, and it's sitting around its local low. It's had a breakdown today, and I'm going to take you into the Apple chart so you can see what's likely to happen. But the reason why it's number one on the list is because, Larry, it made an all-time high in 2023, hitting $198, outperforming all of the other Magnificent Seven. Before I take them into the charts, Larry, any thoughts on Apple and Apple investment?
Apple is one of those investments that is just a no-brainer long-term.
Absolutely.
It's just a no-brainer.
I'm always buying Apple. I'm
Josh,
always buying Apple.
Josh, would you quit interrupting me? Hey, this is the way
we're gonna get it. We're gonna try to push a lot of content out today.
Yep. So
right.
Listen. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, sir.
Listen. For those of you that are DCAing into, let's go to it. Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, those type of deals. At the end of the day, yes. I want you guys to follow, where the local highs and support is, those type of deals. But just know that in the long term, in your big portfolios, I suggested that people have over 50% in the overall stock market, S&P 500. But if you don't want ETFs like, that type of deal, then these are some stock that are going to continue to print money because number one, they've got a pass. They all have cash, right?
They're profitable companies.
Exactly. They're not just swing trades. These are hold forever. And all of them now are heavy into AI.
Absolutely. So let's just jump right into the
There we
Apple
go.
chart real quick, Larry. Okay, guys, here's what I want you guys to see with your own eyes. One, where obviously we hit this all-time high at 198. We've been in decline, and today we broke through this support. Now, if you've been following this page, I've told you many times that it's extremely important that 174 holds. Very likely this candle is going to close red today. Very likely we may get a second candle of confirmation under 174 tomorrow. About the only thing that would reverse this 174 price point from being a confirmed breakdown would be to shoot a green candle up higher and close above 174. But I'm going to consider that the 174 price point for now has broken down. And I just want you to see the Bollinger Bands. When Apple was moving up, what do you see? Every time it hit the top of its Bollinger Band, it got rejected. It came back, touched it again. And it has this relationship of hitting it, pulling back, hitting it, pulling back, right? Obviously, we came down, we slid down, got to the bottom. We crossed the channel. We got this massive red rejection candle. We've now closed beneath 174. And so here's my call on Apple. The next place where I'm going to be assuming risk is 168. And you say, well, Josh, couldn't it go lower? Yes, it could actually continue to fall and do something like this. But 168 is the bottom of the Bollinger Band. It's a touch point. And it's also a percentage point that makes sense for me to put in some risk. And as I said a moment ago, if you're a long-term investor, Apple is hit almost 200 this year. And now we are looking at a $30 discount, right? And so at a discounted price, if you're a long-term investor, then you're going to be considering taking a position when it's $30 cheaper since July of this year. So let's just quickly jump into Microsoft. Let's back to this chart, Larry.
Yes, sir.
So, okay, guys, you can see that Apple is in the top three of Apple, Microsoft, and Nvidia. And a couple things I want to point out. All three of these in this category hit a new all-time high this year, which means that they're showing greater relative strength than the other five beneath them. In addition to that, you can see that that Apple has pulled back the least out of all of the Magnificent Seven that has made a new all-time high. Interestingly, you can actually see that Google has outperformed Apple in regards to its correcting the least. So Google only came down 11.74%. These are all up-to-date today's figures. But the reason why Google is not at the top of this list is because Google did not make it made a new local high, but not a new all-time high. And so it's going to have to take a back seat to Apple right now. And but let's just quickly go into the Microsoft chart, Larry. I want to show that to them. And I want to point something out to you about Microsoft a little bit different than Apple. Microsoft could be moving faster than Apple. And the reason why I would say that is because you guys can see that it's already come to the bottom of its Bollinger Band and it's outside it. And if you go back in history, anytime a stock moves outside of it, it typically moves back in and tests the other side of the range. So when we were coming to the upside, we got two candles on the outside of the Bollinger Band, but then that caused the stock to move all the way back to the other side of the Bollinger Band. And so I would not be surprised that Microsoft could be ahead of Apple right now. And the fact that we've gotten a candle outside the Bollinger Band is an indication that we could have a reversal moment that would take us to the other side of the Bollinger Band. And so I've got Microsoft support right now at 307, and so we're sitting at $310. And so it means that we could get another ugly day tomorrow, but I would be looking for some form of a reversal. Now, even if we didn't get all the way back to the top of the channel, I would say that we could get halfway there, and that would put us to around $330. And so I think Microsoft is a little bit closer to being cooked and ready and to be taken out of the bare oven and to take a slice of some action on Microsoft, but a couple more dollars down, and then I'm seeing a more ideal entry on Microsoft. So any thoughts on Microsoft, Larry?
I think Microsoft, there again, you got Apple, Microsoft, and Nvidia. So you know what? I'll hold my comments for
Okay,
Nvidia.
let's just jump into this chart, Larry,
Yep.
the Nvidia one real quick.
Yep.
Back into this one real quick.
That's good. Yes, sir.
And so I just want to talk. Okay, so guys, let's point out here. Nvidia's been hit a little bit harder. Take note of the fact that it's 18% down, and I'm calling support around 409, and let's go into the chart. Okay, and so Nvidia has already been down at the bottom part of its range. It's found support at 415, and if you're looking at my chart, you can say, wow, Josh, you've got this 384 price point. This seems way outside the Bollinger Band, and I would agree. I actually am giving you guys this support. It actually should say 384. I'm giving you support as 384 because that is the next support below the current level that we're at, 409 being the current support, right? So it's the next level of support between where we're at, but because we've come back the furthest, Nvidia often is a faster moving car than Apple and Microsoft. It's currently down 18%, and it could be that sitting on the bottom of the Bollinger Bands, it's going to be, it could stay in this range, it can continue to come down. I'm ultimately going to call support 409, which is about another $10 down, and if we hit it, I think that that would be a decent place to take some risk on Nvidia. All right, let's go into Google real quick, Larry. We're going to go back into Google. I want you guys to see the Google chart. So on the Google chart, I want you guys to understand a couple things. Google is one of these companies that has made a new local high, but not a new all-time high. And so we are currently similar to, I think it was Microsoft. We're on the outside of the Bollinger Band now, which typically triggers a reversal. And so to be honest, I've been traveling. If I had been sitting at my trade desk, I probably would have taken some risk on Google today because it seems to be that it's hitting support. So I'm calling support on Google 129. The next support beneath where it's currently at is 124. And the fact that we're outside the Bollinger Bands means that it is attractive. I think that if we stay outside the Bollinger Bands tomorrow, 2 days in a row outside the Bollinger Bands, and we hit 124, Google goes pretty high on my list as an attractive stock, especially when you take into consideration that it's only come down 11.74% in this overall correction, being the stock with the lowest drawdown or correction price out of all of the Magnificent Seven. Okay, I'm going to push us into Meta. People are like, thank goodness Josh is covering Meta. He always ignores Meta. And I want to just point out a couple things. One, this is what I see in the price. I see that the Meta price is contracting, okay? It's compressing. Compression means that instead of this widening up, the Bollinger Bands widening up, you can see that they're coming together and they're compressing. And what that typically means, Larry, can we go to that main screen? Mm-hmm. What it means when price compresses is expect a big move very, very soon, all right? It means that the price is just going to, it's like a spring that gets loaded and tightened, and then it gets to a point where it basically blows up. Yep. And we're either going to go really high on Google or we're going to go very low on Google. But keep in mind, why would I think that the direction favors the upside? Because of how it's been outperforming the rest of the Magnificent Seven. That's one reason. The second reason is that it has not made a new local high. The high that this needs to hit to be a new 52-week high would be, it has made a new local high, but hasn't made a new all-time high. And so if it's going to get back into the top tier of investment stocks like Apple, Microsoft, and Nvidia, it needs to get back above 140 for sure. And so let me just quickly take you into the Meta. I'm sorry, I meant the 326. Okay, so it needs to get above 326. So let me get into Meta. So Meta, the recent low that it achieved in the month of August and early September was right around 274. But since then, it's actually about 8% up from its low. Price is compressing, and so we know we're going to get a strong move soon. I'm going to leave you guys with support is at 287. Support is right at the bottom of the Bollinger Band. We haven't hit it yet, but if we get a nice bounce off 287 and it holds, this could be going for a much stronger ride up. And so the Meta chart looks pretty good. Again, I will also warn you, if 287 does not hold, Larry, you could put in a stop loss at 286, 285. And if the explosive move is to the downside, which I'm not predicting, you'd be saved some losses. But if it's to the upside and you got your stop loss in at 285 and this takes off, this would be a pretty good spot for entry.
That's cool. That's cool. Listen, are you finished?
We're gonna go through Netflix, Amazon, and
Let's
Tesla.
go.
This is
Let's
a long
go.
video.
You keep going.
All right, let me just take you guys into Netflix. Netflix is really not even.
I'm gonna show them the chart right quick. There again, there's the support, and then we're gonna go. Let me know when you're ready for the chart.
Netflix is not actually considered part of the Magnificent Seven. I'm gonna just point this out to you guys that true support right now on Netflix is at 359. And so that's an area where you could consider taking risk. You see that we've come down from the top. We're skimming the bottom. I'm looking for a capitulation moment to 359 and then a possible move back up to test the middle of the range. And so it's getting pretty attractive, but it's yet to hit the 359 that I would consider it a buy. And so at this moment, I don't consider Netflix a purchase today or tomorrow, likely. I think it's got to come down more. Let me take you guys into Amazon. Now, I know a lot of you guys have been following me on Amazon, and I'm going to, we had a breakdown moment today. Amazon support, I'm going to give you guys is 125. And I'm going to go into some overall observations on Amazon. You can see a couple things. Amazon, similar to Microsoft and Google, the bar is outside the bottom of the Bollinger Band. And you can always see when you go back on history, anytime the price gets outside the Bollinger Band, it wants to go back and test the other side of the range. The other side of the range would put this up at 150. And if you've been following me, you guys know that I've told you that we would be north of 146 this year, that we would hit 150. And so I'm personally buying. You'll get trade alerts in the Discord. I'm personally buying, and I'm going to be watching very carefully the 125, 126 range. I'm going to put my order in probably tomorrow, and I'm going to be looking for that move all the way back up to 150. Again, this is not a suggestion for you to buy, sell, or hold. All right, now Tesla. Now, real quick, can we go to the main screen, Larry?
Okay, hold on one second. Let me show them the chart again. All right, and boom. There we go.
So real quick, before I get into Tesla, and Tesla, it's like, you guys know I cover it almost every day, but let me just talk to you guys about Tesla real quick. Tesla and Amazon have been the highest option traded stocks this week. And so I personally am bullish on both Amazon and Tesla. They've both pulled back quite a bit, right? And but the charts, for instance, Tesla is similar to the other one that I covered here a moment ago, Meta. Tesla and Meta have a similar chart in that it has it's above its recent low. Its recent low is around $212. Right now we're sitting at $243, and so Tesla's outperforming. Now the reason why Tesla was at the bottom of our list is because they've not yet made a new 52-week low or a new all-time high, and they've come down the highest percentage. But I will tell you guys that Tesla continues to be one of the fastest moving vehicles, and right now I see it as being at very close to the bottom of the Bollinger Bands. I'm expecting it to move outside the Bollinger Bands, and my first trade for the Patreon portfolio is going to be Tesla, specifically if it gets to my 234 price range. I'm not predicting that. I'm watching it in the charts. Guys, if you are not part of the Discord, we're going to be doing a live video for the Patreon tonight over on Keenan Grace's page. And then afterwards, we're going to go into the Discord and we're going to be talking about some of our upcoming trades, and we're going to be giving you guys a fresh stock pick. So click the link in the top pinned comment to come check out the Discord and to check out the new stock pick that each of us are going to be giving tonight. So I'm going to go into these final observations real quick, Larry, on these, and I wrote them out. Number one, here's the takeaway from today's review. Apple is still king in all three categories. Just put that into perspective, and it's $30 cheaper than it was in the month of July. So repeat, Apple is still king in all three categories, and it's $30 cheaper. If you're a long-term investor and you don't buy right now, I'd be asking you, what else were you looking for?
Right.
Number two, Apple does have room down to support at $169. That's the target support that I'm currently looking for on Apple. That's where I'm going to be buying some Apple. Now, my next observation is regarding Microsoft. Microsoft does have room down to 307. So I think that if you're looking at the charts, you want to be aware of the fact that Microsoft does have room down in its Bollinger Band down to 307, and so there's room there. Nvidia might not go below 409, and the observation there is Nvidia is already at the bottom of its Bollinger Bands, and so to look for it to go down to 384 at the moment is probably unrealistic, and so I think the best price at the moment that you might get on Nvidia is 409. Google might not go below 128.70 because it's been outperforming the other Magnificent Seven, and it's already down at the bottom of its band. Meta does have room down, and so I'm a little bit more patient with Meta to get to 287 and maybe even 263. But again, I want to remind you guys that this is one that's not at its lows, whereas Apple is at its lows. Meta is 8% above its recent low, so it is outperforming. Netflix is doing the worst out of them all, and I do see that but even though Netflix is doing the worst out of all the Magnificent Seven, it is also sitting at the bottom of its Bollinger Band, so I don't know that there's much more room down. Netflix might be a faster moving play, but you'll have to keep an eye on that. Amazon has little room down to 126, and then I'm going to call it a rocket ship up. No guarantees.
Yeah.
But in my hopeful expectation
Where's
for me,
Amazon right now?
Amazon is sitting
Here,
at.
I'll
pull it up.
Yeah, where it is right now. Where is it? You know what? Here, put it up.
Amazon is at 125.50.
Okay.
And so I'm basically saying that Amazon.
Pull it up again.
Yeah. So basically, Amazon, while we're shooting the video, has hit. Let's just stick with this screen, Larry.
I'm on that screen.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
You got to get your notes out of the way.
Oh, I guess the main screen I meant to say.
Okay. Here we go.
So Amazon has room. Amazon hit while we're talking today, while I prepared these charts. So Amazon for me is a buy. I wasn't able to get in because I'm making this video, but I will be buying Amazon tomorrow. Tesla, in my view, does have a little bit of room down to 234, but I would view it as a strong buy for me, and you'll get the signals of that in the Discord. And also that Tesla is 13.80% above its local low, which again defines it as a fast moving car. That pretty much is the analysis and overview. And I'm curious, Larry, out of listening to me go over the technicals on the Magnificent Seven, was there one that you thought that looked a little bit more attractive at the end of my review?
You notice I had just asked you, where was it right now? That's the only one.
Yeah.
Nvidia, I believe, will probably pull back more because it's a chip maker, and though down the road, I think Nvidia is just going to blow everything away. I believe it's going to be one of the top 3 AI plays. But right now, there's room for not in the charts, so to speak, but fundamentally, what's happening in the chip space. I believe Nvidia has a lot to come down.
Yeah.
So
on Nvidia, we have that. This is the only one that I gave a lower low on.
Yeah.
To 384.
Let me show them that. Right. So be careful of buying a lot of Nvidia. But I'm pretty much on the same page. As you guys could see, like we got 4 or 5 computers up and our 2 iPhones. So I was trying to keep everything. And
Thank you, Larry.
You're no problem. And I was actually going back and forth with Mo and Keenan. And so it's a lot going on. But I just want you guys to know this. And Josh and I both, I agree with everything that Josh said. So I'll just keep this very brief. But listen, until second weekish, now this is not Josh, this is me. Until the second week of October, just be careful and don't, I would say, I'm strongly suggesting to take less trades. Now, you know how we say this is not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell? This is a suggestion from Larry if you're losing money to just take less trades. We're still in the historically worst month, right? And I believe it's going to go into October, right? At least until the second week of October. Look at what's happening today. I just want to protect you guys from over trading. I had it up here. the indices, but I guess I don't have it anymore. And so just know that sometimes being the best trader is not taking a trade at all. Go ahead, Josh.
All right, guys, that's going to wrap up the video. Let me know in the comment section, out of all of these, which appeared the most attractive to you. Not the one that you've got the most money in, but the one you wish you had the most money in. Tell me in the comment section.
There we go.
If you guys made it this far, I want to let you know a couple other things. We're doing a live tonight over on Keenan Grace's page. Going to be a dynamic conversation. If you're a part of the Patreon, Larry and I just did a full update on the minor stocks and Bitcoin, and we posted that in the Discord. Go over there and check that out.
And also,
if you're not a member of the Discord, there is a link in the top pinned comment to join and go check out our opinion on what's going on with the miners.
I'm sorry I interrupted you. I thought you were finished. I swear I thought he was finished. You know, that's an inside joke for those of you that know. I also covered it on my videos today.
Yes, and Larry's page, Stock Up with Larry Jones, we actually expanded on the miners on there. And so go check them both out. They're both great. If you need better trade tools and you're looking to open up a new platform, a new exchange or new trade account, Moomoo has a zero cost to trade platform. And in the United States, they're currently offering up to 16 free stock. Check that out. Get free stock. Start investing. Find us in the Discord.
Where can they find that Moomoo link?
That Moomoo link is also in the top pinned comment. Both of them there.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for joining me today. Larry, anything you want to sign off with?
No. Live, love, laugh, and learn. Hey, good people. Sorry I wasn't as engaged as normal. We just want to get you guys as much information as possible.
We had a lot to cover today.
Yes. This is our third video.
Peace and blessings, my friends. We'll see you in the next video.
Peace.